video today and talk to you about fighting rifles and how I think a fighting rifle should be set up. Now for one, a fighting rifle should be chambered in a good intermediate cartridge like 5.56, 7.62 by 39, 5.45 by 39. You can go higher like a 308, 30-06, things like that, but it's not really necessary unless you're fighting at a longer range, I don't think. Especially if you live close to other people, it might be a better idea to stay within that intermediate cartridge range. Now, a setup that I think a fighting rifle should have is the same across the board, whether it's an AK, an AR, or anything like that. So I'm going to show you today my AK. This is my Mac 90. This is a Chinese-made AK, and as you can see, it has the Magpul Zukov stock on it, and what that allows it to do is to fold and be a little more compact, and then it just comes back out and locks into place nice and sturdy. Now the thing about the Chinese AKs is the receivers are a little thicker than the other AKs out there, so I had to do some milling on this furniture, and what I mean by milling is I had to grind it with a Dremel to make it fit, and it was a pain in the ass, but I eventually got it to work. Because when I got it, it had like one of those crappy fixed wire stock type things that felt like it punched you in the face every time you shot it, and the fore end was like Tapco stuff. So what I think a fighting rifle should have are just a few things. I think it should have good iron sights, good robust iron sights. It should have a light, a way to identify your target, and it should have a sling. You should have a sling on every fighting rifle you own. So this is an SOE single point sling. I run a single point sling on this because I don't carry a rifle all day for work. So the single point does just fine. Now these single point bungee slings, what you'll find is they kind of bounce when you walk. And if you're walking all day with a rifle, that sucks. It's terrible. So the single point sling is just fine for what I need it for, though, in this rifle. The light, I have a Surefire. It's the G2X, and it was the dual mode where it was low and high. But I watched a video that Don Numbers did on how to convert lights from dual mode to single mode, and I did that on this, and now it just is high all the time. Now it does have the constant click, and I think there's a modification you can do for that too, so I'm going to try and do that because I don't want it to be constant on, because under stress you might accidentally hit that. When you let go, it stays on when you want it to go off, and things like that. So what I have it on though is this Haley Strategic Thorntail mount, and I have an Ultimac installed on top of this rifle. So for the Chinese AKs, since they are thicker, the Ultimac you want is the M2B, the Mike 2 Bravo. That's the model number you want that will fit on a Chinese AK, like the Mac 90. So the optic I have, that's a nice to have. It's not necessary, but especially for me, because my eyes kind of suck, it's very nice to have a red dot optic. And this is the Primary Arms MD-ADS. And it's meant to mimic the like the Aimpoint T1 Micros. It was between this or the Holosun, and what I read about the Holosun is with the mount and everything on it, even the lowest mount, you couldn't get a co-witness with something with low sights like an AK. So I went for the Primary Arms, and man, this thing, it co-witnesses perfectly with the AK sights. So that's what I think a fighting rifle should be, guys. It should have a sling, iron sights, a light, and very nice to have an optic. I feel like optics, red dot optic, optimizes my shooting capability because my eyes are really bad, and my dominant eye is even worse than my non-dominant eye. So front iron sights are very, very hard for me to pick up sometimes, especially when it's something low profile and all black like the front side of an AK. Other than that, it should always be loaded, should always have a magazine in it, and this is, all of my fighting rifles are always loaded all the time. And the sling from Special Operations Equipment is excellent. I love it. It has not let me down at all. So anyways, guys, that's my fighting rifle setup on an AK, and it's pretty much the same on an AR. sling, iron sights, and a light with an optic. So that's it, guys. I appreciate you watching. Please like, share, and subscribe this video. And remember, violence isn't always the answer, but sometimes it's the only answer.